There could be some changes for Athens County residents from the Sheriff's Office after this election, and candidates Stephen Kane and Pat Kelly both claim they know what's best for their native county. If you take a walk around Athens, you will see yards littered with campaign signs, and the number one question on most people's minds when it comes to election time is, what will you do for me?
Integrity. Integrity is my word. I bring integrity to the Sheriff's Office. I bring professionalism to the Sheriff's Office.
I can restore credibility and accountability to the Sheriff's Office. I understand the Sheriff's Office. I understand Athens County.
Promises spoken by two candidates who have different reasons for deciding to run for sheriff, or not deciding.
Well, I didn't just decide. It's been a lifelong dream from the point that I was a young boy.
There's a lot of people who ask me to run. I'm willing to give back to the community, even though I retired in law enforcement.
But the big story here is whoever's elected into this office will be replacing almost 8 years serving Sheriff Vern Castle, and the candidates expressed how they feel about Castle losing in the primaries.
He's thrown his support behind me. I think Vern understands my background and my training, and that I would be able to manage the Sheriff's Office very professionally.
On the other hand, Kelly was the one who actually beat Castle in the primary, and he says it's because of the strong campaign he ran.
That's what people are looking for. They're looking for change that they can believe in, and they saw that in our campaign.
Change is something both candidates do agree on that needs to happen in the Sheriff's Department.
We're very low on the ratio of officers per 1,000 residents. So I'd be thrilled to death to get 5 officers to replace the 4 that they're going to be down here at the end of this month.
And I'm going to have a neighborhood crime watch throughout the county. I think that's important, that we restructure to work with the community.
If you want to learn more about the candidates, you can visit their websites. Kane's is Kane4sheriff.com and Kelly's is Kelly4sheriff.us. Reporting live, I'm Alex Moorhead. The Bulldogs blew away the Eagles last night. In the first half alone, they scored 4 touchdowns compared to the Eagles' zip. The Bulldogs scored another touchdown in the second half, making the final score 34-0. The players displayed all that Coach Ron Lucas likes to see.
I'd like to see us come out with intensity. I'd like to see us come out focused and ready to play. I'd like to see the kids give maximum effort and do what they've been taught to do. And most importantly, just have fun. Enjoy the game.
The team lost to their rival, Nelsonville, last week, so the players say beating Belpre makes them feel more prepared for next year.
Coming up with a victory on this game really makes you feel confident and probably pushes your winning on to next season.
This is the last game of the season for the Athens Junior Varsity football team. Coaches say however they play next year under the Friday Night Lights all depends on them.
Athens Midday reporter Alex Moorhead watched the men walk a mile in her shoes and joins us live from the newsroom.
Although these men were speaking out against serious issues, they did it with style and a little pain. Walking a mile in her shoes, of course they had to do it in high heels. Chanting "End Violence Now" around campus will grab attention, but what really drew attention were the shoes the men were sporting and a message to condemn sexual violence.
I think the city, the community, the school, they're going to get a lot out of it. They're going to see this and they're going to be like, wow, people are taking a stand on this issue in women's shoes.
I think it's a tremendous opportunity, and I'm proud. I'm proud of our students for coming together and for standing up to say this is not right and it's something that we need to focus on in a stronger way.
Sexual abuse is often underreported, so some people describe this march as admirable because they're speaking out for those who may be too scared.
I think that's the best part, is that people are excited to get out there and advocate for students who may not be ready to advocate for themselves.
The guys had a rugged mile to walk on OU's hilly campus, but say it's worth it.
It was kind of rough, had a few short fallings and slipped on the bricks a couple times, but it was good fun in the end.
Walking in high heels can be a pain, but it's nowhere comparable to the pain some women have to suffer from because of sexual abuse. That's why this year the proceeds are going to the local women's shelter, My Sister's Place.
I know residence halls are collecting donations in terms of, diapers, clothing, stationery, supplies, anything like that. A lot of people are collecting all these things for My Sister's Place, which is great.
Closing the march with a dance party in their heels was a way to celebrate what they accomplished yesterday. The Women's Center raised nearly $400 in 3 big boxes of donations that were on the wish list for the My Sister's Place. The center wants to make this an annual event. Schiff, an OU alum, takes photographs of iconic places in America like Las Vegas to places people may have never heard of like Columbus, Indiana. He turns the pictures into 360-degree rotation. A quote of Schiff's is, "Sometimes a picture's most critical factor is when it changes your relationship to what is familiar or thought to be understood."
It's very colorful. It's unusual, I think, to see this kind of work, because basically what happens is you're seeing all 4 directions at the same time. You're flattening out something that's really 360 degrees. So that's, I think, the most fascinating part. People really want to know kind of like, how did he do that?
Inspired by his love of architecture, Schiff takes pictures of familiar places with his panoramic camera to let us see them in a different light. And the staff of the museum even uses this exhibit to teach younger students about other principles besides the 360-degree aspect of it.
We have a group of first grade students visiting from East Elementary, and their whole visit is focusing on the concept of patterning.
But student Nora Marasicki thinks his work is impressive because of a different part of Schiff's life.
His, primary career is actually more in business. He owns his own financial firm in Cincinnati, and he's a really successful businessman. So I'm really impressed by the fact that he can, take time out of that part of his life for this really fine art related photography activity.
But Marasicki still admires his work for the art.
Kind of taking his personal interests and making them sort of universal in a way that everybody can kind of experience that.
Since Athens is isolated, the workers feel that this museum is a way to expand horizons without leaving the city.
We like to think of ourselves, I would say, as kind of a beacon of our area, kind of a destination for the arts and for cultural happenings. We bring artists in here for lectures and, the different exhibits that come in.
To see this exhibit and others on display, the Kennedy Museum is located at the Ridges, and the galleries are open Tuesday through Sunday, usually from 12 to 5. The interiors, exteriors, and all-around exhibit ends January 18th. Reporting live, I'm Alex Moorhead.